Hello, welcome to a new series here on FS19. We are on Bergisch Land. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm sure someone will correct me. So this is our last series starting on FS19 probably. We have all the Maize Plus switched on, seasons on, and we're going to do some cows and some sheep and some horses. So this is running the edit of animal food editions that I released on the Maize Plus Discord yesterday, day before probably for you, because I'm recording this a day ahead. But yeah, we're going to play with that. This is a really nice map, and it's something a bit different for me, and it's all set up a bit differently. So we have a fairly big farm. I'm going to turn back on the HUD and actually we'll jump onto the map. So we own all of this area here. All the fields are pretty small compared to what we're used to. We own this little spot here, which is a grain and CCM mill, which we probably won't be using because we are feeding our animals grain free. We own a bit of woodland up here because over here we have a sawmill which has some other cool features which we'll get into. We particularly have it because we are going to be bedding our cows on wood chip, and this produces wood chip for us, so we have that. And down here we have the horse yard because I'm going to do some horses for a change. Have the horse helper on so I don't have to ride them while we're on the map. So we have the we have the main dairy barn here. Ignore the rather scruffy field here. That's been me sorting some bits out and mowing it. We have a little sheep pen here. So this was here on the video I did on the animal food editions. There was a pig shed here, but I decided I'd had enough of doing pigs from the previous series, so we put in a couple of big barns because I was short of space. We'll go around the equipment in a moment. So we own the fields you can see here. We've got a field of just triticale there ready to harvest because we're starting in late summer rather than in spring. Partly because I've been testing and partly because starting in spring all the time can be a bit dull. We have a field of barley just here that we're going to get to harvesting shortly. We have another field over here which is canola, I believe. We've got a field of carrots here. And lots of little grass fields which we're going to be replanting with a mixture of field grass, clover, alfalfa grass and horse grass. Yes, so we have quite a lot of small fields. And then up here we have this small cow pen which holds I think 20 cows, which we're probably going to use for growing on some of our dairy cows, or maybe we'll get some beef cows as well. And then that's the woodland that we own. So let's head back down to the main farm, and we'll just have a quick look around, and then we're going to get into a normal for me time lapse video. So you can see we've got the combine here. We've got a nice Class Tucano combine with a Fendt 300. It's the new Fendt 1. It's going to do some carting for us, and a pickup with the header. So in the cow shed. As I said, because I've been doing some testing, and partly because it was nicer to not start from completely scratch, we have 50 cows that are in various stages of being ready to calf. The closest is a couple of days away from calving and it's getting milk. We have a bunch of merino sheep. They should be getting in lamb into autumn time, and we have a mixture of 12 different horses just because they're going to bring us some money in. Where to next? Let's do a quick equipment tour. So I'm not starting from scratch on here. We have pretty much a fully set up farm, again because it's something different, but we only have 20 grand in the bank, so I'm just going to turn off player speed. So we've got this rolling bale trailer full of grass silage bales from that field we just cut, and we have a couple of silage bunkers here. We have a Strautmann Vertimix. This was what I was using in my video going through the animal food editions that I've edited, and I've not really used one of these before, so that should be fun. We have the farming agency edit of the Ford 7610, which is a really nice little tractor, something I've wanted to use for ages. You'll see we have a massive mixture of equipment on here, ranging from things like this old Ford up to some really big stuff. We've got the grassland subsoiler, which I've just had delivered because I forgot that I wanted to play with that. We've got some weights and some implements buried in the bushes here. And then we'll go down to our main sheds. I'm not going to show everything straight away because there are a few things that are spread across the map. So we've got the class crop sensor because I'm using precision farming. We're going to do a lot of root crops on here. So we're probably going to be looking at doing potatoes, carrots and beets. So we've got a potato planter, a beet harvester and topper, Amazon cultivator, some fella mowers and a tedder. We've got ourselves a class Jaguar. It's the little 930 words with a pickup header on it. We don't have a chopping header because we're not doing grain for feeding animals, so we won't be doing maize silage. I may get a direct disc for it, I'm not sure. So we've got this Roper root crop harvester. This will do potatoes, carrots and onions for us. So between that and the Grimmy, we are covered for our root crops. We've got the sulky spreader that I use a lot. This is going to be just for lime because we are going to be doing organic farming, so we're not going to be using chemical fertilizer or weeder, so we're going to take a hit on weeds. I may buy a mechanical weeder to help with some of that. There are no tractors in there. We'll get to that. So we've got these two. I've got a lot of German branded stuff and I'm useless with German words. So we've got these two silage trailers here that we will be using. We've got a BGA on the farm. So one of the really cool things about this little farm is it has its own BGA, which obviously means we will be producing some digestate, which is cool. We've got this Zune Hammer slurry / digestate spreader, and we've got base game coon windrower. So another thing to mention, so many things I'm forgetting. I've got the game season set up so that if we put straw in, or in this case wood chips, and I haven't done the video yet on how to swap to using wood chips instead of straw, we get slurry and manure. So we have another grain trailer that I'm going to use for grain and root crops. There we have a Bergman manure spreader. In here, I need to put a workshop trigger in here because this is our little workshop, but nothing stored in here. We have a little grain silo here, which is part of the map, which is really cool. And then over here we have some of our tractors. So yes, I have some really big equipment which is maybe not size appropriate for this map, but this is also about me playing with some of the things that I wanted to use that I like that I haven't had a chance yet. So this is a Fendt 1154 MT on 3D tracks. So this is an edit by Ford Ag. Yeah, really nice tractor with a 6-meter plow that we are using behind it. May use it for other stuff as well. Nice little JCB 3230 extra, I think it is, and you can see this guy's already been put to work a little bit. And we have a logging trailer there. The other of our main big tractors, one of my favourites, the 9340 TTV Warrior by Deutz-Fahr. Love that tractor. I've used it on Series Sport. We've got the Pokinger baler that I had on Oak Hill just because it's nice for the size fields that we have, and it has the bale turner on it. And we've got the Novag Zero Till seeder planter thing that plants pretty much everything. And then in here we just have a big stack of realistic seed mod on, so we'll be using that. That's all the seed we should need for a while, and a load of lime and a little animal trailer. There are a couple of other things that I have spread across the map, which you may see as I'm tabbing around when I start harvesting, and if not, we'll get to them later in this video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Fairly complete farm setup, and we're just going to jump straight into harvesting this field of barley. So if I'm not feeding animals grains, why am I growing grains? Well, these were already planted when we got to this point, and we need some straw for the horses, not much, and we can sell the grain to make some money. So yeah, I'll probably plant in the winter to test out the grain mill as well, just to try it, and we'll sell it because yeah, we want to make money. But yeah, so I am going to jump in the combine now, and we'll switch to a time lapse, and we'll get this field harvested, and that'll probably be it for the first video. So yeah, nice class Tucano here. Not used this before. Like most people, I suspect I've got most of the DLCs, but I barely use any of it. So I thought it'd be really nice to. It's a nice size combine for this map. The fields aren't huge, so yeah, giving it a go, and not budget limited in setting up. So giving it a go. I guess something precision farming related. None of these fields have been scanned yet. So although I'm in late summer, I'm really just been running the map, playing around with animal stuff and animal feeding. So yep, fields aren't scanned, so we've got no information on pH or nitrogen. No fertilizer has been applied, so I'm expecting the yield to be pretty awful on here, although the combine's nearly full. Yeah, so let's get this field harvested. We will we'll bale the straw as well. We don't need very much straw on here because we're doing wood chips for the animals. That is something that I tried to do. Excuse me, I'm struggling with a cold at the moment. Something that I tried to do on other maps and failed. But I've got it working on here, and I'm going to do a video tutorial on how to do that, but I'm not sure when. Maybe next week, probably next week at this point. It's a fairly simple edit to the animal husbandry placeable or mod or whatever that's built into the map, so it should be easily within people's reach. Because we're going to be using wood chip, we are going to be needing to make wood chips. You can buy it as well, and you can. That's one of the nice things. It's really cheap to buy in the Lizard palette pack that I use on a lot of my games, and that's what I was using when I was doing all my testing, and a bit of F11. But yeah, we're going to be making some wood chips. There's a really cool sawmill on here that puts out planks and beams, and you can make pallets and all sorts of stuff with it. So we're going to have a play with that. Combine is full, so we're jumping in the little Fent 313, Fent 1. It's a really nice mod this. I can't remember where I got it from, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But small trailer, so the trailer is full very quickly. Dump it into our silo. This is such a pretty map. It's pretty hard on the graphics, but it's really nice. I ended up putting the little Fent on auto drive, and as seems to be my luck with auto drive and karting, it was a bit random, but it sped things up a little bit. And we've got this field harvested. We got 40 odd thousand litres of barley off of here, which I'm pretty impressed with considering we haven't done anything to the field. We pretty much inherited it mostly grown. So get the header off the combine, jump in the Fent and get the last little bit out of the combine, and then we're going to get on the baler. We'll get this baled as well, and then we'll call it a day on here. Leave that trailer there, stick the little Fent in the shed here, and we're going to jump in the Deutz. Totally overkill for running this baler, but hey, what the hell, I don't care. A square baler would be better for doing straw in my head, because I don't have the issue of having to stop to empty the bale every time, but hey. Yeah, as I said, we only need... Let's get the combine put away as well before we get into baling. We only need about 6-8 bales total for the horses, and that's the only thing that's using straw, so the rest we're going to sell. Something that's very different for me, and it may change because, yeah, I don't have an auto load bale trailer, I don't have a bale stacker. The side bales that I did, I loaded up with the little Ford. It was okay, it was kind of cool. It depends how many bales we get off of here as to how feasible it is for my sanity to load them all. The answer is we get a hell of a lot of bales off of here. Only making standard 4,000 litre bales, so yeah, we've got a lot. We ain't going to be loading them in this video. I'm being slightly lazy, and I've got GPS on, and I've got the round baler extension on, which make sure that I stop when the baler is full, because I'm awful at doing that if not. So first video of this series, not too much covered, but probably going to get a couple of weeks in, so be able to give you a bit more information about what I plan and where we're going to go. If you want the edited animal food additions that I'm using, which I've not really showcased on here at all on this episode, it's available on the Maize Plus Discord. I'll put a link to the video on that in the description. We got 45 bales off of there that we need to load, so catch you next time, folks.